Let's just call this episode 2.
And then put it chronologically there. We should have done a fake episode 2 and then updated it, so that way the original posting date, we would have scooped this by 6 months. Maybe 2 months, actually, now that I think about it.
See, we have this insider at Private here.
Yeah. We could have done it, and that thing was we actually know this is the way it's...
This isn't a video podcast, right? I can take my pants off.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I'm not wearing pants.
This episode is totally pantsless.
That could be the name of the episode. That's good thinking. Hello and welcome to Learn to Wargame audio podcast. This is episode 12. I am Brandon, or PG Muterless on the forums, and I play Kador.
I'm Max. I lurk on the forums, and I'm not wearing any pants.
I'm Jeremey. I go by Lord Fool on the forums. I am joining Captain Morgan.
I know we were doing drinks. I could have said something.
Yeah, you got some Angry Orchard. I'm Andrew. I go by Garthakian on the forums. I play Circle, and I am wearing my pants.
No, you're wearing my pants.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, I'm wearing Max's pants. I forgot.
Skinny jeans.
His pants would be skinny jeans on me. That's...
Well, this just got weird.
I'm so terrified right now.
Yeah.
Someone else say something.
Jayson,
Something.
I'm Jayson. I don't even know where the forums are, and I play Legion.
Nice. All right, so today we're doing a kind of a GenCon review. We'll be going through Radagast Thoril, Xerxes 2, and Absalonia 2, and making some lists for them for the new casters that just released today. We're not doing minions because they're not a faction. Anyway.
They have forums now.
So moving on to our first caster, Radagast Thoril. He is Speed 5, Strength 7, Mat 6, Rat 6, Defense 14, Armor 16. He has Pathfinder and 17 hit points. He has Thrown Rocks, which are Rate of Fire 3, POW 13, Range 8, a POW 13 Reach melee weapon, Fury 6 Warlock. Notable things on him, he can repair wolds, he may only take wolds, and constructs in his battle group cast their animus at 1 less. Spells, he has Battering Ram, which is a nuke that pushes things 3 inches directly away from the point of origin. He has Rift, which is a 4-inch AoE that is a POW 13 Rough Train AoE, stays in play for 1 round. Synergy, and Mystic Wards, which is kind of like a weird form of purification / druid magic. His feat is choose a table edge, and friendly models in his battle group get pushed 5 inches towards that board edge, and then at the end of the turn they get pushed up to 5 inches away from that board edge. So, obviously this guy's going to take some constructs. So, Andrew, what were you thinking with him?
Well, for the 50-point list I made for him, I took a Druid Wilder just to get a little extra control area and some conditioning to help with removing some excess fury if you have to.
His feet can really get some people up there, so you might not want to expose them that much.
Yeah. And then we've got Megalith primarily for Geomancy, since you got Battering Ram and Rift that you can Geomancy. But also Megalith hits relatively hard compared to some of the other heavies the Circle has.
He's definitely the best single heavy, probably.
And he's Fury 4.
That too, yeah, which is always nice. And then you've got a Wold Warden, and that's also for another Geomancy.
Mm-hmm.
And Synergy actually makes him not as bad.
Synergy makes him almost stomachable.
Yeah. I got Wold Guardian in there, and 2 Wold Watchers. So those are his beasts. And then we've got a Gallows Grove, 2 units of Shifting Stones, 1 with the Stonekeeper, and a unit of Druids. And I put the unit attachment on the Druids.
I like the Overseer. All right. So looking at this, we've got a support unit that can do minimal amount of work, 2 other support units in the Stones, which are amazing, but still support. Gallows Grove, which is handy, and then a large battle group.
Yeah.
So for Synergy, we're looking at 5 beasts so far.
Yes.
3 of them being heavies, although 2 of them being actual heavies.
Yeah.
Wold Warden is POW 15, Mat 6, so you're probably looking at least 3 or 4 Synergy before he gets to the point where he can take on a real heavy.
Yeah, with this list, I would say you're going to try to kick off your Synergy chain with Megalith.
Interesting. POW 16, Mat 7.
Yeah.
Weight of Stone.
Yeah.
I would think you would build up to Megalith if you can, just because he's got the most attacks.
Yeah.
Unless you're going to get to the old Guardian. That's the only other
Yeah,
one.
the Guardian might be a good closer as well, because he can extend a little bit further.
His one downside is he's speed 4.
Right. Well, with the stones,
And
you can save the stones for him because he is so slow, I think.
that feet will help if you use the feet to get him in there.
Yeah.
That extra 5 inches.
Will it?
Pretty sure. I think anytime you can move extra, that helps you get in there.
That's what
Well
she
said.
said.
Boom.
Boom.
We're having a good
Roasted.
day today.
All right.
Yeah.
Who's next? Ooh, can I go?
Yeah, go for it.
I really don't care. I started with Bradigus Thorol because that's who the hell we're talking about.
Strong choice.
World Warden, World Warden, World Watcher, World Watcher, World Watcher, World Watcher. I don't know if I said that too many times. 4 of them. Megalith, Lanissa Resol, and 2 units of Shifting Stones.
Why'd you take Lanissa Resol instead of a Druid Wilder? Not Druid Wilder, sorry.
Threat Extension, free charge.
But they already have one in their faction. What's he called? Blackclad. Blackclad Wayfarer also has Hunter's Mark.
Oh, yeah.
In faction. He's magic ability 7, speed 6. I don't know. I have never played her, so I don't know what she does. He has Pathfinder, and he's immune to the elements.
She's 15-11 with Pathfinder.
He's 14-13.
He's
stealth.
probably better.
Yeah, he also works really well with the
She
stones.
has Prow.
They're FA2 as well.
Wow.
Prowl's not bad.
Want to.
Yeah, because the blackclads with the shifting stones.
Here's the thing. Does the Blackclad have stealth?
No.
No. She can have stealth pretty much all the time with those animuses that are on the board.
Yeah, well, because if she has Prowl, the Animus on the Warden makes the 4
Exactly.
AoE, yeah. She's probably fine, for sure.
That's interesting, yeah.
It's all for Hunter's Mark, so
Right.
you could go either way.
But she magic 7, right?
Yeah.
Not 8? Okay. I definitely am a fan of at least 3 or 4 World Watchers. I don't think the all-out spam World Watchers is the best way, because he has no way
No.
to deal with the Fury off of it, but
Well, and
other than Stones.
Stones do a lot, because if he goes naked, you can 6 of them can max out, and if they all lose 1, you're good to go.
And then you have a Wilder in there too, right?
No.
Oh, I thought you did.
Yeah, I think
No.
Because Wilder can help with that too.
And I did take the UA on the Stones just because why not make one of them hard to remove?
Yeah, it allows you to get that 1 unit to the dangerous point.
And it allows the command bump's also pretty big on those, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for the
it's
bigger
huge.
triangle. Much bigger.
Basic idea would be that you have slight gun line, you have little dudes that can create start the synergy chains for you, and the one turn you really want it, you probably try to sneak in the Hunter's Mark so you can save Fury, because you're going to plan on her probably dying afterwards, unless you just mop it. But I think you can pretty well keep her alive with Prowl in that many trees.
I like the Druids normally, but with his spell with basically Purification, and you can't cast spells while within 5, probably enough.
Is that not just enemies?
No, he's just saying
you
you don't need, he probably doesn't need
you can
their anti-magic.
Correct. You can live
Sure.
without the Druids. And if anti-magic isn't part of your game plan, you don't need Druids. They're overcosted if you're not using the
I
anti-magic.
have a threat extension for you, pulling things in.
No, I love Druids. I think they're amazing, but I think you can live without them in this matchup, and it's 8
And
points.
with that many trees that you can drop, honestly, you can give them Prowl all the time and just keep bolting. Or you can
Okay.
give them Camouflage all the
Yes.
time.
Well,
sorry.
they also drop clouds, but yeah.
Well, that's what they don't if they bolt.
Right.
But yeah, the
if
idea
there
would be
was-
to have little guns that turn people into trees and then throw rifts to slow them down, and then when you get to your setup point for your feet, you go in hard.
So I think the question comes down to how many heavies do you take? Because I think that it's common you fill out most of your extra points with World Watchers. I think a Guardian, a Warden, and Megalith might be too many heavies, because you're looking at 29 points.
I like the Guardian, I just don't know if he's needed with synergy.
My question is, if you have a bunch of World Watchers, how many rifts do you need to throw a turn? I think 2 is enough, because you just fill in the spots where the World Watchers don't create trees.
I have 2, and then I have Megalith, who's going to be your tail end of the beat chain, if he can, obviously. Sometimes there's going to be times when he can't be.
Yeah, I think.
And then he has the ability to do... I mean, I'm just thinking of giving the list ability to deal with mass infantry.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're looking at 3 Geomancy Rifts, and another one from your caster, possibly.
Mm-hmm.
That's something that's maybe missing, is fighting points for Gallows.
Yeah, I managed to get 1 in here.
I didn't actually think about it. That would be useful if he's going to do that. I mean, he doesn't have to. He actually may not want to for the most part because he's got other things to spend and he needs to camp some, being a large base.
Alright, what I got right now, and it's kind of a little skewed, it's a very heavy battle group. Megalith, Warden, Guardian, 4 Wold Watchers, 2 Gallows Groves, 1 unit of stones with Keeper, and 1 without. I don't think that's the best battle group, though. 2, 3, 4. 4 Watchers, 3 Heavies. The 2 Geomancies is nice, because that gives you a strong option of up to 3 Rifts a turn while being vaguely safe. Upkeeping Synergy assumed you're going to have 2 left over without boosting it.
Yeah.
Any thoughts, Jayson?
Yeah, no, I'm not dead. I haven't died yet. I'm studying Circle right now. I'm trying to figure out what I would do. My thoughts I don't have any thoughts, actually.
I don't know. I think Bradigus should be fairly easy to keep alive, because, I mean, you'd be looking at being able to bring your World Wardens up. That's kind of why I like 2 of them, too, is you could lay 2 4-inch AoEs, and they still can rift out and boost it to hit. And then you can't see Bradigus, unless you're Legion, or have Hunter. That's literally...
Well, if you're Legion, then the Wolf Watchers just shield guard everything.
Right.
Yeah. I think he has a strong ability to live through the game. If you just park 2 World Watchers right next to him, or just standing behind Megalith, and
you don't really want them behind him, to be fair, because they need to actually be up doing something. They're part of the synergy chain. They can still be in front of them, though. They just don't block line of sight.
No, yeah, I meant just like maybe slightly behind your Wardens, because they have a gun at least.
Everything has a gun, kind of.
With Geomancy, it seems that way.
That's why I think maybe taking out the Wold Guardian and just put in a second, like in my list, and put in a second Wold Warden.
Gosh,
You already have Megaliths,
Guardian.
so you have 2 of them. I don't think you need the Ram, personally.
I don't think you need the Ram at all.
The 17's okay, but he's still only Fury 3. I mean...
Is the 1 Rift worth the -2 melee power? And it also... Just the Flesh of Clay Animus in the army makes him much harder to kill to any ranged list. Like, most assassinations on him, I feel, are going to have to kill him at range because of how much stuff they're going to have to eat through to get to him if you play well with positioning.
I feel like if you're dropping World War Animuses, you can pretty much negate most range in the game.
The other thing I like about the Wold Guardian, too, is that ability to transfer damage to him even when he's full on Fury.
It's nice.
So, that turn the turn you feat.
And he's
when
hard
you-
to kill.
Yeah, when you feat everything in, and the Wold Guardian ends up
But
going full.
all of the constructs have a shit ton of boxes. Chain Attack Smite's actually pretty sweet.
On the
With synergy, yes.
on the Warden.
That actually gives him a whole nother initial over Ram Hands,
Yeah.
and that could make a pretty big difference too. So I mean, you're looking at if you can start Synergy Chain with a couple of little guys, and then you're up to Mat 8, and then you can start boosting, and you can still get the knockdown pretty easily, I think.
Oh yeah. Well,
35 hit points on a World Warden?
I think it's 34, but I don't know. It could be
I might
35.
have miscounted, but jeez, that's a lot.
No, they have a shit ton.
yeah.
And Megalith's got 36.
Yeah, I knew he had the most. And he's, 1 higher armor. Yeah, Megalith's actually pretty hard to kill.
But Jeremy, what did you have for a list?
I didn't have a list.
And I like the Megalith
I
that
didn't-
keeps healing
wow.
himself.
I didn't have a list either. I threw this together halfway through when you guys were talking. I was just trying to...
I'm just thinking synergy with a World of Wrath.
Yeah,
Wait,
I don't...
actually,
Yeah,
I
it's
talked to
just-
Brandon about that last night. We were
The
talking
problem
about
is,
Sky-
it's too many points set aside to where you can get so many more. You can get
By the time you get the World Wrath in the list, the amount of Geomancies you have is 1.
Yeah.
It's just not worth it.
You're
You'd
probably-
rather just... It's not Fury efficient anymore, because the Animus costs more than the Fury to boost those to hit rolls.
you could take all the stones, 2 wardens, Megalith, and the Wold Wrath.
It's good synergy, Jane. I think
if it's the World Wrath.
I think
My-
the World Wrath is fine, but I think you're not playing a big battle group.
Well, I think
No,
the World Wrath is not fine, in all honesty, because his feed is a big part of what he's doing.
You can't push it, yeah.
Does
Yeah.
not work for him.
So I still think from everything I've looked at, the best caster to put that Wold Wrath with is Cassius. That's always
There's
been
some
my-
places for the World Wrath in the faction.
I just think it works really well there with Stranglehold.
There is a Bradigus list with a Will Wrath in it that's very good. I don't think it's the best build for him, but I think it's there.
Yeah, I think this is going to work. You can probably play this either way, either going double Wardens or Warden Guardian. You're just going to have to...
So, yeah,
Personal preference. It's actually going to take playtesting, too. People will figure it out.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, we're speculating all this. We haven't actually gotten any games in yet, but we're trying to use our combined knowledge and experiences and matchups. So what do we think? Do we think we want the extra Geomancy, or do we think we want the extra Beater?
I think
Megalith is literally both of them, so...
I like more Geomancies.
You do?
I kind of do too. This is like an alternative to killing lots of infantry over taking Kruger 1, I think. It might not be quite as good, but...
I think Kruger 1 would be a perfect pair with this. I think if you drop the Guardian for the second Warden, you almost have to stay at 4 Watchers to keep your synergy chain high, which is fine. If we went the Guardian route, it would give you the option to drop down to 3 Watchers, I feel. That's my opinion. I wanted to get
Well, what are you going to gain for 5 points?
You could throw in, like, the Hunter's Mark. Like, my list right now doesn't have any Hunter's Mark in it.
I think Hunter's Mark is extremely important for
awesome.
the one turn you want.
It's awesome.
Because not having to spend for charges and making them all basically speed 7.
Yeah.
With the amount of board control you have in here, you don't need the threat range extension. With all the rough terrain you're going to be putting down, unless you're playing against all Pathfinder, which you should have not dropped this list if you see your opponent's like Ghost Walk plus everything ghostly, or Pathfinder like Encircle everything as Pathfinder, and you drop this, I think you made a mistake, but I think you don't need it. The free charge is really nice, but with Synergy I think you can overcome the cost. So it would be, and you have 2 units of stones, so you're not charging at least 2 things. You can send in the Watchers charging and then put your heavies in there for free and just buy all your attacks with your...
I think threat extension is pretty important when you don't have reach.
Yeah, nothing in here has reach. None of the constructs
Well, no, they don't, but it doesn't get you in melee with more models. Because you out-threat them already because they're slow.
Not everything's slow. You can play this list against things that have Pathfinder.
I think you lose a lot of your shtick. A lot of this list is based around it's making effect out of the feat combined with rough terrain. Continually trade for free. With 4 World Watchers, you should count on making at least 2 forests a turn most of the time, unless you're against all stealth. And then the 2 Wardens putting out extra forests and in Geomancing probably 4 rifts around. Most of the board's going to be rough terrain, if not everything in front of them.
Yeah, but it's all AoE 4 is my thing, so I think it plays against Infantry Swarm.
Well, Megalith's Animus is 5 inches of rough terrain from him.
Agreed.
So your average heavy...
It's also -2 defense, so you don't have to play it just based on rough terrain.
Correct, but if the heavy trying to charge you doesn't have Pathfinder, it has to charge you from
I
within 5.
understand. I played Hellbound Casters, which is
Right.
similar.
It's ridiculous. I don't think you need Hunter's Mark in that list. I don't think it's a necessity. I don't think it's worth cutting one of the lights for Hunter's Mark.
I'm not cutting a light for Hunter's Mark.
Okay.
I've got 4 Wolf Watchers.
He had 4 lights and a Hunter's Mark in there.
You didn't have Megalith? Or
I
you
have
had
Megalith.
You don't have any Gallows Groves.
No.
That's what it is. My current list is Megalith, 2 Wardens, 4 Watchers, 2 Gallows Groves, 1 Stone UA, 1 Stone without UA. You think it's worth not having the channeling on Bradigus?
I don't know that he needs to do it.
In your list, you have 3 Geomancies. I don't know if you necessarily need the Gallows Grove.
I don't know why you're taking the 3rd Geomancer then. If you could just take a Gallows Grove and he could cast one himself.
I like to be safe in camp.
Okay, how about with 4 Shield Guards, do you need the Stone UA?
No, probably not.
Because you could drop to 1 Gallows Grove, no Stone UA, and pick up your Hunter's Mark.
That's true, too.
And with Hunter's Mark, you wouldn't need the stones as much, so if you lose one, it's not terrible. Thoughts?
That is a valid...
Everyone hate what I just said?
No. You might
I do agree
throw
that...
a few people off if you field 2 units of stones and one doesn't have a stone keeper. Be like, wait, what?
Ryan does it, and I say he's bad when he does it.
Well, but that's because I don't think until now has there been a list that supported doing that, really. I think Bradigus kind of makes it... I mean, I guess maybe Baldur 2 with the 3 World Watchers can almost do it, too. But what's he going to do with a point?
Right. I'm actually trying to look at it if it's worth her over the Black Clad, which Hunter's Mark you take. Because he also has Phase Jump and Stone Spray.
Mm-hmm.
Phase Jump is handy, but without the Acceleration Animus, I think you're still better off taking Lanissa. That's weird. They can get 3 Hunter's Marks out. That's weird.
Yep, two Blackclads and Vanessa.
So current list, Megalith, World Warden, 4 World Watchers, 1 Gallows Grove, Lanissa Rossell, and 2 units of stones. No UAs.
It sounds like something I would definitely try.
I think it's to a playtestable point. Possible variations, no Gallows Grove, pick up the stone UA.
Or drop in a Warden for a Guardian.
Yeah, depending on if you expect to play this against hard armor skews might be a reason. So let's talk about possible list pairings in theory.
Earth Magic doesn't say.
Minimum 1.
I assume it's minimum 1.
Well, I don't think there's anything that
reduced
has...
by 1.
I don't think there's anything that has a cost. What, do
Is
the
there?
Watchers?
Yeah, the little guys
The
can just
Watchers-
stone form for free every turn.
No, Stoneform's not their Animus.
Yeah, it's not the Animus. It's like Rabid,
Yeah,
They
Stone...
can do their Animus, though. Whatever
Yeah.
it does.
the safeguard.
Yeah, it makes them immune to knockdown.
It is 1. Earth's
yeah.
Blessing.
So it's free. It makes them immune to push, knockdown, and stationary.
Huh. Is it self?
Yes.
Oh, okay. That's probably why. You have to,
So,
you have to
they get
say
to do it every turn.
No, yeah, that's actually pretty cool. Like the Hierophant from Menoth says reduce spell cost by 1, and you can cast a free Ash Cloud with High Reclaimer. It may be errated, may not. I would hope not. That seems like a cool shtick he has.
Yeah. I think that might be the only beast he can take that gets to do a free Animus anyway.
So talking about list pairs, basically, the only thing I want to bring up is, were you to pair this with something, would your other list be able to deal with armor to the point that where you don't have to drop this versus a hard armor skew? Because even against a hard armor skew, I think this has trouble.
I agree. Even with the synergy.
If you're going against talking like maybe Meat Mountain or anyone stacking multiple armor buffs on heavies, it can get to the point where it's everything you can do to kill one, and then they get to kill some of your stuff for free because you had to commit so hard. Circle tends to have that problem anyway, but
I think
Mountain might actually be difficult, but there might be a situation where you can actually just outplay it on scenario
Decent
with that
matchup.
much rough terrain.
he could probably kill the World Watchers decently easy. Takes a lot to kill a World Watcher, and all he gets is a light. It'd be an interesting game. I don't think it'd win, but I'd like to see the game.
you're worried about this Bradigus list not handling heavy armor, then you're probably going to want to take Kruger 1 with Stalkers.
They also don't have a really good way to threaten Stone, so I guess Gristle kind of can, but if she's close enough, then she could be in trouble.
Or Chromac.
Chromac would probably
I think
be
Chromac. Yeah.
definitely something with Getorix in it to get that a little extra punch.
I think
too.
Kaya 2 would
Kaya
also
2 would be a good one. Kaya 2, Kruger, not Kruger.
Baldur 2.
Chromac. No.
I
Baldur doesn't stop a brick. He just...
Right, I think that would be a bad pair. I think you could build it to be a pair for Baldur 2 if you just love stones that much.
The other problem is now you're looking at where does Megalith go? Does he go with Baldur 2? Does he go with
No, he
Bradigus?
definitely goes with Baldur 2, and I think you take a Wrath with Bradigus. And you build a
Well-
synergy chain and punch things with Pal a lot.
Oh,
You build a 2 synergy chain and punch things to about 21.
Well, if you took him and like 4 or 5 World Watchers just to build synergy chain and just moved up the board, it'd probably be playable. I really hope I get a good matchup list, I think. But you could build it like that. I think that's probably as far as we're going to get on Bradigus, unless anyone has anything to add.
no. We didn't talk about his his signature spell, really, his Mystic Wards, but...
Mystic Wards.
I think that's a reason why you don't necessarily need to be casting Rifts with them, because you may be casting that, which is
Fair enough.
upkeeping, and then you're still camping too, which I think is the safe point.
Right, I would not, I definitely wouldn't spend a 0 on him. I don't think
No.
ever.
There actually might be some people you really can if you're dropping tree
Right.
forests and
It's going to be one of those spells that you only want to cast 1 in 3 games, but when you need it, it's awesome. Just so everyone knows, enemy, animi, and upkeep spells on models in his battle group that are in his control area immediately expire, while within 5 inches of a model in this model's battle group. In its control area, any models cannot cast, channel, or upkeep spells. So it makes all of your people have Consecrated off of the Indictor.
Also kind of like the same thing that Chromac has. Chromac has
Bestial.
that... Yeah, but it's supposed to be Bestial. Yeah, it's
Bestial.
Bestial.
How's it spelled? Hold on.
Stop.
No, I'm with you. I think it's
I-
bestial. I also say Indictor when I think it's pronounced Inditer in the
So
usage.
basically, it gives every one of the war beasts that are in his battle group, in his control area, a 5-inch anti-magic bubble.
Yeah.
That's just to sum it up.
All right, so let's move on. Going on to Xerxes, the Fury of Halak, I believe.
he's furious.
He's so angry. He's just like the angriest guy ever. All right.
So would it be a cripple fight?
It could be. We could call him Wheels. That could be his nickname. Xerxes 2 is Speed 7, Strength 8, Mat 8, Rat 4, Defense 13, Armor 19. He's got 2 melee weapons. Both have reach. His Lamenter, I believe, is supposed to be the Tetsubo Nunchuck.
Yes.
Is POW 15. The War Standard, which is a halberd with a towel tied to it, is POW 12. And his mount is POW 14. His mount has Star Attack Pitch. His Tetsubo Nunchuck has Brutal Charge. And his mount has Knockdown. Spells, he has Ignite, Mobility, and Stranglehold. He has a War Beast Bond that allows him to cast the said War Beast Animus for free every turn. And his feat. All models count as in his control area. In addition, friendly faction models / units gain additional die on attack and damage rolls, discarding a die of their choice. So, what do we think about Xerxes?
Well, first, has anybody, since we last talked about it, figured out why that's worded that way in his feat?
I think I did, but I don't know for sure. I think there's nothing I can think of that matters if enemies are in your control area other than possibly being ruled to where you can measure distance to them regardless if they're in your actual 10 inches or not.
Right.
Which would be interesting. But I think they did it that way so you can save wording on the feat, because if it said all friendly faction models count as in his control area, I don't think it would give you any benefit, because it already says the benefit only goes to friendly faction. So I think they just saved 2 words, is all they did.
Okay. Or maybe there's something coming out yet that we don't know. Yeah.
Well, the only thing I can think of that might affect enemy models in your control area that aren't spells, feats, or special abilities of casters terrify the shit out of me. So we're gonna
What if they come out with Animus Lamentation?
solo Warlock attachment. Enemy models in your caster's control area gain -2 speed. Like, just blow your brains out. Like, why? Like, there's nothing good comes from this. Max, you're a resident Scorn All-American player. What did you take?
I'm still working on it.
Yeah, I really don't know where to start.
All right.
Oh, I know where to start.
So
Well, that's a place.
I'll just fill here while you guys think of stuff. Cool points about him. He has Ignite instead of Fury, which is some people consider a worse damage buff, but it does gain critical fire versus the -1 defense +1 strength version of Fury would give you. And his feat, giving better than Signs and Portents, you get to pick the die, occasionally will actually get you a crit, like you roll 4-4-5. You can take the 2 4s, where Signs and Portents would not have given you the crit. Other cool points. He's Mat 8 going to Mat 10 on the charge, and Brutal Charge takes him to a base POW 17. If he bonds a Cannoneer, he gets to cast Diminish every turn, making anyone attacking him in melee without chain activation, effectively making him an armor 21, which isn't bad for a Warlock. He has Combat Rider, so he can walk forward and crit pitch people, or star attack pitch. I guess if he didn't have Combat Rider, he literally could not star attack pitch. So that would be terrible. But they didn't do that, they were smarter. He has 19 hit points, which I believe, let me check here, I think that's 1 more than last time. I think he was an 18 last time. No, he was a 19 last time as well. So his legs got broken, but he got a friend, so he's equal. Did you guys think of something yet? Because I'm running dry here.
I have no idea what I'm doing with him yet.
Just looking at all the different options of beasts that Scorn has with decent animi, just trying to pick one to bond to him is...
Like Morgul 1, he is
Correct.
a caster with a speed buff, and he also gains Pathfinder. So I think there's 2 routes you can basically go with it. You can say, I don't have to take a Gladiator because I have mobility. Or you can say, I can stack Rush with mobility, and I think everyone's going to do that.
I took Xerxes, Akreya, probably bonded to him, but doesn't need to be.
Kreia Animus on him is pretty sweet.
It'd be that, or you'd bond to the Gladiator. Gladiator's next, Molokarn, and a Bronzeback Titan. Mortar Willbreaker, an Agonizer. I'm not sure how well he feels that, but maybe. We'll see.
Yeah, that's kind of rough.
One Extoller Soul Ward because I think Eyeless Sight's cool every once in a while. Another Mortar Willbreaker, full unit of Pangiver Beast Handlers, and then full unit of Venator Riveters with the Officer and Standard. That's literally just putting it together right now.
Right.
No idea.
I'm missing something. I am down 13 points.
You missed quite a bit.
I missed something.
All right, I got it. I got it all. Kreia, Gladiator,
Bronzeback,
Moloch
Agonizer.
Karn.
Moloch Karn is what I
That's
missed.
quite a few of those 13 points right there.
Really?
I don't know where I missed.
That's why the Archidon's not in there, because you can just Fate Walker instead.
Fate Walker's pretty sweet. Okay, I definitely think Moloch Karn should be in this list unless you're running it with, like, Makeda. I don't know why you'd run both of them, but...
You wouldn't.
Moloch Karn is amazing with him, because he ignites to a 15, and he's basically speed 10.
He enrages to a 17.
He enrages to a 17, that's a good point. Fate Walker is really good as well. Yeah, that all these things are true. Jeez.
I don't know, it's the same thing you always struggle with if you're taking that many heavies is how do you deal with dudes? So it took guns. I figured guns are not bad on his feet turn. It doesn't give him a good... I feel like every scoring caster that comes out, everybody wants to figure out how to play him with heavies, because their heavies are fun, their heavies are cool.
Yeah.
I don't know that that's his best way to be played, personally. He might be a lot better elsewhere. Where's Marquez? He should be in there, maybe. Actually,
Does he need to be? I was actually
he
thinking
doesn't probably have to be. It would just depend on what your list pair is. I mean, he's in one list, period.
Right.
If you were playing him as an infantry swarmcaster, he would have to be, because you're going to cycle Ignite.
You can cycle Ignite on heavies, though.
Correct.
It's not as efficient.
It's not near as efficient. I feel like you're going to put it on one heavy. The Bronzeback pretty much just enraged, kills almost everything.
Can we squeeze a Gladiator, or not Gladiator, a Cannoneer into this list?
Not without significantly reducing unit costs, and obviously there's support to cut. I don't give a shit about some of it, like Agonizer and one of the Will Breakers are fine. You actually probably don't need the Extoller, but I like the Extoller just for fun.
I think if we're going to get the Cannoneer, I think the Agonizer is almost required. At that point, you're trying to make him as tanky as possible, and it makes War Beast not scary to him. He's effectively armor 23 versus a living beast, or just a War Beast, right? It affects just War Beasts.
Yeah, but, I mean, really, armor 23 is okay, but if you're not camping, it doesn't matter. Stalker will still kill you. I don't know. I think you can play him anyway, because his feat isn't just melee like the last one.
Right.
So you can play all guns if you want. You can play really anything. Problem is scoring heavies are Rat 4, as KOR players know. Rat 4 is not super awesome. Pain Signs Importance does fix it some.
What about instead of the vendors, you took slingers?
You can. They're not going to be near as effective.
You don't think so?
They're not going to be range 16 for a turn.
They're not, but slingers scare me with Signs Importance.
POW 12s don't scare your heavies.
Not the heavies, but I mean, they just blow stuff up. You put corrosion on all kinds of stuff. They don't hardly ever miss under Signs Importance.
They're at 5 range 10. They're going to have to move. Not hardly ever missing means
the equivalent
you're
of
going after defense 12.
Nearly equivalent of Rat 7 while moving is pretty good. On a 4/6 unit that does AoEs that cause corrosion.
Extra die damage against anything not living. I mean, you can.
They actually tear up Warjacks pretty good at that point. Lights more than super heavies, but
If we're wanting to make Scorn my second Hordes faction, I know very little about their stuff.
I have the ultimate list.
You're drunk. You just...
Moloch Karn, 22.
Reptile Hounds.
Here we go.
And...
Okay, I'm done with that.
That's our producer.
Okay, it fits
no,
now.
wait, I figured it out. I think I figured it out.
Okay. Stupid thoughts incoming?
Never mind.
Okay, he figured it out for real.
Damn it. For some reason, when I was okay, here's what happened. I was thinking about his feet still, why it says it the way it does. I was like, all models count as in control, and for some reason, control read battle group in my head. I was like, oh my god, mobility applies to other beasts. And I was like, take Zadesh and they get mobility. I was like, that would have been amazing.
It does affect them, though.
It does affect them, correct. But yeah, they don't get mobility.
Right.
That would have been really good.
I want Stranglehold on my next Focus 8 Crixcaster.
Jeez. Stranglehold's good.
Yeah.
It might be one of the best 2-cost nukes. It's not the best.
It's one of the things that makes me really like Cassius.
Yeah, I don't think you necessarily need the Cannoneer. The Agonizer is probably enough. I'm just thinking, It'll be really hard for a lot of stuff to deal with Arm 23 caster in melee. I mean, obviously, like Bronzebacks and Stalkers will probably still kill him, but it leaves him very resilient to a lot of things that will actually get to him.
I think your idea here would be that you out-threat all that stuff.
Are you saying you're going to leave Xerxes back the whole game?
No. Xerxes out-threats all that stuff. And so does Warbeast. So I think
You'll get the alpha, probably.
play to kill those things that are going to kill him in return. In the turn that you feed, I think Xerxes isn't going to do that much damage unless his Warbeasts are going way past him and digging real deep. Because he needs to camp. So he can't do that much work.
I was trying to think of a way that he could be a little bit more involved.
No, he has to be involved.
Right, I'm not saying he's going to sit on the board edge.
The way they built him. You still have to have transfers.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what's really missing? Where are my 2 Goblin Tinkerers? Oh my gosh. Who needs an Extoller? I'm not kidding.
No, yeah.
I think you...
Can
at
they
least
repair him?
Yes.
He's a
At
battle
least in the
lens.
beginning...
Oh, God, he is.
At least in the beginning, he should probably be played with both of those all the time. And...
That way he can cut for 5 every turn. I'm just kidding. Although, that does give him
the
late game
idea
presence.
would be that you can just take shots. I mean, they may not actually be shooting at you because you're actually harder to hurt than most of your Warbeasts, unless he's bonded the Kreia and then he's putting the Kreia Animus out and you surround him with Warbeasts, and then they're all just as hard to shoot.
What
as
about
him.
Tiberian in here? Over the Bronzeback.
Tiberian's not bad at all.
Trainwreck's nice, but reach plus a shield guard.
Yeah, Mullikarn for 3 each.
Yeah, but
I like Fury
gives you
5.
2 reaches.
Chain Attack is good too. Bump's not a bad Animus.
Is Tiberian
It's not
only
great.
a 4?
Yes. And I like Bronzeback's Trainwreck ability to kill groups of little dudes. That's the one downside, is being, if you... Ancillary attacks are so much cooler in factions where everything's Rat 7.
Mm-hmm.
And plus 2 damage. So even if the Cannoneer aims, he's only a range 12 gun. Does he end up doing that much for you other than being a 9-point Animus?
For the most part, no. But
And at that point, don't you have to bond the Animus to him? Which
you don't
might not
have
be
to,
the
but
problem.
logically it makes sense too. That allows him to cast it and still camp.
The Kreia do the Animus from 3 inches behind Xerxes.
And remember on his feet turn, you still get that if you were to ancillary attack him.
Correct.
It helps a little.
If it was like a 14,
So
you
do you
feel better about
I guess
it.
do we want to build this to be a alpha striking tear people up list, or do we want it to be more of a brick?
I think it'd be funner to play as an alpha striking list.
Okay, that's fine.
Of course, because there's heavies then.
Right.
Yeah.
Kreia is probably still just guaranteed worth 4 points.
Has to be there. That's why he doesn't have anti-shooting tech, I feel.
Being a, what is he then, a 15-21 is probably fine against most guns and still having transfers.
You don't even worry about guns and transfers with that, because I think you just soak them up, and if they want to shoot at them, you shoot at them, and then you repair them next turn.
Would we want to throw Zadesh on the Gladiator then, so that way you can hand out more rush? Because
I don't think so.
he's not camping if he's putting a bunch of rush out.
I don't think you have to put a bunch of rush out.
Okay.
I think you put like 2 rush out.
So he's casting. So if you're not bonding him, that means he's camping 2 at the absolute most.
What are you bonding?
I would figure you'd bond the Kreia.
I don't think you need to. It depends how you play it. If you're trying to send the heavies, then you bond the rush. I think.
Then the Kreia is basically just going to cast. Well,
The Kreia's going to cast Animus and
and
get
stand
Fury
behind
stripped.
him.
Yeah. Well, that also does things like force people into his threat range to purify it off if they want to try to shoot him.
I was thinking about board position after he sends stuff in, and there's not going to be anything near him. So him having Kreia on himself is pointless when the Kreia could just be behind him and cast it. You could put Drakes in as your anti-infantry answer.
You could.
His feat makes them pretty awesome, too.
He's pretty much good enough to play with almost everything that they have. He does something for his battle group. He does something for his infantry, which also can be used on his battle group. And then he has an okay spell if he really, really needs that Colossal to forfeit something next turn.
Is Marketh a solo?
No, he's just bugged in War Room, and you cannot select him.
That's
For
what he
Xerxes,
is.
at least.
Alright, so I have less points than I thought. I'm looking at right now Kreia, Gladiator, Bronzeback, Karn, Willbreaker, Agonizer, Beast Handlers. I'm not sold on the Venators, but I think they fit into the list and fulfill your niche. I was thinking maybe Incendiary would also be fun.
They would, but they require people to make mistakes to have as much infantry clearing power. You're talking 6 shots versus 11.
Auto fire.
Auto-fire is good, but
The Venators don't have the answer for super high defense. I mean, other than...
combined range.
Right, but you're not killing a lot of guys. I mean...
Aim to a 7. Signs importance. I mean, at range 15, they're going to aim on the feed turn.
They should get aim shots. So if they do 2-man CRAs, they go up to Rat 9.
That's one of the reasons
that
I
kills
like
decent, good defense.
that stupid poop carrier, because he can give eyeless sight to specific models to remove problem stealth models. Like, if you don't like Gorman, you kill Gorman.
Are you saying that in Zendari trying to kill Gorman would be a fail?
No, but they're only range 10.
And they cost... Don't they do fire?
Yeah, they cost fire. They're only range 10.
He's immune to fire.
Okay, well, that's why I would use Venator Reavers. It's also immune to corrosion. I think slingers are okay, I just don't play with them. Never have, don't own them.
I want to add another heavy, but I keep looking at all of them and it just seems like...
Pretty much kind of have to have a unit. And I don't know, slingers are probably good enough. 12-12's pretty boss stat line, though. And by boss, I mean slightly better than...
You could throw 2 Drakes on Zadesh as your infantry clear in theory, and then he could perdition to move them before they spray, help clear off some guys, and that would, in theory, allow your Kreia to flank later in the game, which would also turn your support piece into a work piece later in the game.
I think if you were going to try that, you'd put 1 Drake on Xerxes, the Kreia on Zadesh, and 1 Drake on Zadesh. Because the Kreia is the one that gets flank,
Right.
and if you're going to try to get work out of her, she
Might as well
probably
get
wants
gang.
gang.
You could also throw Ignite on her. You would only do this, I mean, obviously super late game when you're out of pieces, but lights. In closing on Xerxes, I think definitely Mullet Karn, Gladiator synergizes well for the double speed buff. Kreia is just good on him to keep him alive because he's on a huge base. Fitting Tiberian in here would be possible as well.
Yeah, sure.
I don't think it's required.
It is, for sure.
Any of those anti-infantry options are good to him.
You just gotta, obviously he's just gonna have to get played a lot, because I think he can play played anyway. He can play mass infantry, he can play mass beasts. He has to be figured out, and I think at a certain point people are gonna have problems with the mass beasts, because they're gonna keep thinking, I'm gonna need to stack all these animuses in there. You probably need to just test it, figure out what can be cut, and cut it out.
Your anti-infantry option is going to depend greatly on what your battle group ends up being. So, like, if you end up with, like, taking a Drake or something, that's going to probably want you to have high accuracy single shots, like the Venators. If you have no AoEs, period, in your list, then you might want to go for the Incendiary or Slingers or, like, Drakes. Any of those options are all good. So, moving on. Jayson, are you still alive? Jayson's dead.
We've lost Jayson.
No.
Oh, Jason's alive.
No, I'm still alive.
No, you're still lost.
Still alive.
All right. We're moving on to Legion now. Wake up.
I'm awake.
Okay. Let me get
Well, at least now I'm awake.
Tell us about Absalonia, Jayson.
So, you want me to tell you about
Well, we
that?
figured that
I want you to talk, so...
Yeah.
all you've been doing this whole time is just building this amazing Absalonia 2 list.
No, I've been playing Gears of War.
God damn it.
Really?
Yeah.
Is there a new one out?
No,
No, I've
he's
been playing the
1,000 years
first
old.
one.
Just for the record, Jayson is 59 years old.
I'm not 59.
You're not 59 yet?
No, I'm not 59.
Are you 60?
Not for another couple days.
Okay. What you got, Jayson?
What do I have?
Hit us with your knowledge.
She's Legion,
I have
right?
terrible knowledge. Okay, I have Absalonia, Succubus, Carnivian, Two-Sided.
Hold on, wait. You're doing the wrong thing. You're asleep.
What?
You're supposed to be reading us Absalonia 2's abilities and stats.
Oh, shit. That's a lot of talking. Hold on.
I know. That's why we're making you do it, because you haven't said shit.
Yeah, because...
She's got 3 initials.
Okay, so Absalonia, daughter of Everblight. She's speed 7, strength 8, mat 7, rat 6, defense 15, arm 16. She's an abomination. She's got 3 initial attacks, 2 at PNS 14, and then she's got a 12 PNS. she's Fury 6.
Whoa,
Jayson.
hold on.
Jayson. I don't know how drunk you
A
are.
12 penis.
Yeah, so
Less slurring, less ums.
enunciation is incredibly important when you have P's and S's that close
No.
together.
I did
All
that on
right,
purpose.
I'm going to
Making
start
sure
reading
you guys
this
were-
shit.
No, that's
my
almost
God.
even what's worse.
Jason, quick.
Okay. She's got
Conferred rage!
flight, energy siphon on the Stinger, which is the Power 12 attack. All of her attacks are magical.
Conferred Rage is Butcher 2's ability, not the random focus one, but the other one.
Yeah. Spell list is she has Fortify, Psychosurgery, Return Fire, and Teleport. Her feat is all, or models in Apolonia's battle group that are currently in her control area gain +2 strength, flight, and their melee weapons gain reach.
All right.
It lasts for 1 round.
Nice. Okay. Important things to note. I'm not sure of this, but I'm pretty sure she has the best defensive stats in Legion with 15, 16.
Unless you like higher defense. There's
Right.
people that
There's-
are 16.
Yeah, there's
But there's
16,
16,
14.
14s.
Right. She's a 31. I don't think either of the Thagroshes break 31. I think they're both
Sure they do.
30s.
They're 13s.
13, 17.
Or are they 14s?
Yep. 13, 17.
That's what I thought. Oh, you know who might actually be better? Saren. She's retarded.
I'm pretty sure she's a 16, 14
She's
with
a-
Force Barrier.
With
She's
Force
a 16,
Barrier, though.
14,
yeah.
I
Force
feel like
Barrier
that's
helps.
pretty much just as
Yeah,
good.
it's an asterisk 30. Lilith 3 can probably get higher if you count Escort. She goes to...
Nah, you don't count escort.
She's a 14, 16, so she can be a 14, 18 in theory. So she's a 30 that in theory gets to a 32, but if we're counting spells, then it's probably pretty close. So, 15, 16,
Shredders with
obviously...
flight!
15, 16, obviously very good with Tenacity.
Yep.
So, I think the list build you're going to build with her is going to be pretty obvious. It's a Blitz with Beasts.
Yeah.
Conferred Rage for people who don't play Butcher 2. Models in her battle group that start in her control area can charge or power attack without being forced. Additionally, if she destroys an enemy model, during their activations, War Beasts in her battle group gain +2 speed and mat, which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Just throwing it out there, that makes Angel speed 9, POW 16. Oh no, sorry, mat 8. Speed 9, mat 8. And then her feet would put them to POW 16.
I think her build's gonna be based a lot on what that new character beast is, because if it has
There you go.
rage, it's 100% gonna be in her list.
I don't think it can
I don't
have
think
rage
it
at
will
this point.
either anymore, but
That would literally take them from a not great at breaking armor faction to the best armor breaking faction, I think. It would be ridiculous.
maybe.
You could swing +6 POW in all of their lists at that point. Except, well, half their casters would have the ability to have a 6 armor swing. That would be ridiculous.
Yeah.
I think she wants a Carnivian. Because she
Yeah.
makes that thing crazy fun.
I got 2, because I'm lame.
Speed 8, Mat 8, POW 20. That seems decent.
With flight
And reach.
and assault.
Well, let's be honest here. We all know that you have to make the best even better. So we're going Archangel. We looked at this, and I was like, even I can't make this look good on paper. Like, this looks just bad.
Right.
I'm put Scythian in here.
Yeah.
I really like Ravagors
Army
with
has
her.
reach.
Yeah, that's the downside. He does have chain attack,
Oh,
though,
no.
but I mean,
He
that
does.
doesn't mean he gets anything more than a Ravagor does. Or, I mean, a Carnivian does.
Yeah.
I really like Ravagors with return fire.
I feel like it's...
You're just not going to shoot them. Correct. But
No, I understand. I know. Yeah, I know what
it's
you're
pretty
saying.
sweet
I think a Ravagor with her is good. I don't know how often you'll cast Return Fire on it, but
every turn.
okay.
Why not?
It's only one.
You have to spend Fury sometime.
I think she has other ways to spend Fury. Main thing I wanted to bring up was Shredders become absolutely fucking ridiculous.
That's what I'm missing. Where's
Yep.
where's my pod?
Not only do you already want Shredders because of tenacity, but that puts them, while rabbiting, to speed 10, mat 7, 3 dice to hit, POW 12, 3 dice damage automatically.
That's if you kill something.
With reach. Yeah, I think at this point you just assume she is killing something.
Yeah.
Spawning vessel.
It's ridiculous.
Does the rake get really good?
Rake's
No.
good, cool because it has a sweet animus for you to have.
Yeah.
And he gets pretty decent. I mean, he goes POW 14 and gets reach on his... Actually, his tail's stronger, isn't it, Jayson?
His tail's powerful normally, yeah.
It's stronger by 1, but you still get that.
You still gain the attack with the bite, but something that can dig deep is...
Walk 9,
nice.
jump 5, mat 8, headbutt. Not bad.
It might be good for her to have... No, she'll never need Shadow
Yeah, the
Shift.
new War Beast didn't get added.
It did not. It is a POW 16 and a POW 14 non-reach attacks at mat 6.
Yeah.
And his
He's 7
Animus
points,
is
though.
Vortex. Costs 1, pull all enemy models within 2 inches towards this model.
Yeah.
But
Basically gives him reach.
right. In theory gives him reach, except you run into the too many guys bump together and don't move very far thing.
And one of his attacks
If he hits
automatically-
with his
yeah.
weaker attack, all of his other attacks automatically hit. It's like sustained attack for everything he has, which is interesting. He has a 7-point flying heavy, although heavy is an asterisk because he's POW 16.
Crix has those.
Yeah, I know. Would Harriers be fun? I mean, they already have True Strike, but you could make
That's
them
why I
speed
just
9.
take the pot.
Yes.
Seraph is interesting.
She doesn't seem to do anything for non-battle group.
No.
Fortify is battle group. Psychosurgery is battle group. Return Fire is any friendly faction model. And then Teleport, obviously. Does her feed only affect the battle group?
Yeah, it's only battle group.
I was going to say, because if you could give that to, like,
Beast
what are those things called?
Mistresses.
Swordsman,
Don't they have a unit that's immune to free strikes?
that I know of.
I must be speaking crazy.
Huh?
Everybody with Rice.
War Spears are actually pretty good, because that'd be your strength buff on your War Spears. And it would also give them flight, which would be really weird.
Do you need the Naga Night Lurker?
I don't think you do, but it's kind of...
I have it in my list. I don't know why.
It's a good
Just to
animus
waste
to
5
have.
points.
It's a good animus to have, man. I mean, POW 20 Carnivians are good and all, but they don't kill everything, especially if you can make it ignore 3 more armor on top of that, or 2 more for that matter. I don't know how to build her yet. I really want to see that stupid new character War Beast. I think he's going to be sweet.
Especially if
I
he's...
don't know what his animus is going to be, but it could be
Well,
sweet.
The thing is, I'm really afraid it's right, because so many of the other spoilers were dead on.
Or pretty close, at least a variant of.
Well, right, but all the ones they came out with were either dead on or were correct but on the wrong card. Like, the Jaga Jaga had the spell they thought Bradigus had. That's why I'm afraid it's correct. I really don't want it to be. That does not seem fair.
Yeah, I'd be fine with it.
I know you'd be fine with it. Do you think objectively, as much as you can look at it without being biased, that it's balanced?
Be fine. Then you
Yeah.
don't need the Naga Light Lurker, then you just take the nothing. You just 5 points swinging on the
I do
feature.
agree that it being a character makes it less good, especially a 12-point character.
But it just goes in your armor cracking list.
Right, exactly. He fits perfectly
Well,
into that list.
Yeah,
And you
then
actually
could-
probably just playing with Thagrosh, really. I mean, that's pretty sweet too. But the
Yeah.
threat
You
extension
can bring it back.
is huge. That Absaloni can do it. Having teleport, she can do it and be safe almost always.
Yeah.
Psychosurgery's only War Beasts, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I know. Looking at that character War Beast, if he actually is what they say he is, then
Was he straight up a Scythian? Was he just Mat 7 Scythian, or did he
was
have POW
Mat
18?
The spoiler I heard was Mat 6, Rat 6, 2 POW 17s.
Muse said
With
7 with 5.
That's the spoiler I heard.
You listened to Muse, so
I do listen to you. The spoiler I heard was 6-6.
I'll pull it out for you later.
so
That's fine. I'm not saying it was from Muse, but I heard a spoiler where he was a 6-6.
I don't think a character War Beast will be 6'6" when the beast he's based off of is 6'5" or 6'4". I'm just saying, he's not a gun platform. I think he would be Mat 7.
When you say the beast he's based off of, which beast is he based off of?
He's a Nephilim, but
yeah, they're all over the
He
place.
does function effectively like a Scythian.
Yeah.
I suppose he could be Mat 6, but I feel like he'd be better melee than a soldier, which
I'm
is
pretty
Mat
sure
6.
he's going to be Mat 7.
And all of the Nephilim are Rat 3 except for the Bolt Thrower, who's Rat 5.
He might have some kind of like breath attack or something.
Yeah, I heard that he had some sort of spray attack.
That's why I heard he had some sort of gun that was not in the spoiler, but it was said that he had a ranged attack. They just didn't care to remember it, which would not be the first time. And so many Legion Heavies also have guns.
I feel like it's
but
just must be forgettable then.
it's probably not amazing. Like, Imperius, nobody remembers what his fucking gun does, except for Ret players.
Flame Burst, bro. I don't even play Retribution. I
yeah.
own them. I don't play them.
You have played them. You play
never played
Retribution more than
Imperius.
Jeremy plays anything.
Fuck you.
True facts.
Truefact.com.
Fuck off.
I don't know. Absolunia seems really good, though. Speed 7. She doesn't have
Yeah.
a reach all the time, though, which does hurt a little bit, because then you're only looking at a 10.5-inch threat. She does need to do something to get Conferred Rage, so that does put her semi-close to the front line, but she has a really good stat line, and that's 8 inches back. That's pretty close to the front line.
There's plenty of people that get work done with teleport. Not all of them are melee casters.
That's all I'm saying.
Not all of them are 15-16 with tenacity either.
Liches. Shouldn't have tenacity, but...
Yeah. There's plenty of times you can get in, do work, and get out. Especially when you plan on blowing up half their army with your feet turn.
Blowing up armies?
Yeah. What took you so long? Did you die?
No.
Okay. Alright. Are you ready?
Blow my mind.
Am I going first? Jayson, what do you got?
Are we actually reading lists this time?
Yeah, this is your list.
Okay, so I have Absalonia, Succubus, Carnavian, two Scythians, Seraph, Rake, Shredder, Naga, Shepherd, and two Forsaken. So,
Alright, someone with a good list go.
Yeah.
Only one shredder?
Why aren't you
No.
going?
I don't have a good list.
Oh.
Alright, so strong points about your list.
It's got models.
Really, the only strong points about my list, I think, is the Carnavian and the Scythian. Everything else was random. I had an Archangel, but I took it out because it still sucked.
That was a good choice.
I had a random 10 points at the end, so I just added random stuff in. I didn't know what to do with the 10 points, extra 10 points. The Seraph, talking to you about it, or you were talking to me about it, with Slipstream, it's a threat extender. It just, I don't know.
It
Adds
also
to her
is
game.
a decent beater. On her feet with Conferred Rage, it can be pretty scary.
Yeah, and it's ranged, it has a ranged attack, so it gives you that option if
It's
you
got a rapid
want
fire range attack.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't think the Rake really needs to be in there. But like I said, I just added that in randomly. But
Alright. Who wants to go next? Is this me? Alright. Well, shit. I'm not too happy with my battle group. I think it needs one change, but I'm not sure what it needs to be. I have Absalonia with 2 Carnivians, a Ravagore, Typhon, and 2 Shredders, 2 Shepherds, and Black Frost Shard. I don't think I need the second Carnivian, but I just don't know what I want it to be. Carnivians, I think, are really good with her. She gives them everything they ever wanted, ever, and that's literally, she makes Carnivian amazing, I think. The second one's not as good because you can't put Fortify on the second one. Ravagore is good because with Conferred Rage, in theory, feet, it turns into a pretty good beater. Shredders are just awesome with her, and it gives you extra tenacities to throw out. Typhon actually gets pretty scary, too. He gains reach. He goes up to a POW 19, Mat 9, Speed 8. Fortunately, no Pathfinder, but sometimes you have to deal. Black Frost Shard, I think, adds that little bit of extra armor cracking she might need, and Shepherds are obvious unless you've never heard of the faction of Legion of Everblight. I would like to take out that second Carnivian, possibly put in another random heavy like a Scythian for later turns of the game, and probably throw in maybe a Forsaken or some other small support pieces.
Or a third shredder.
I don't think you need 3 Shredders.
You know?
The odds of you losing both of your Shredders means you're bad.
hey, I'm bad.
I do agree with that.
I don't think you need any shredders.
Yeah, I think you could get by with just the pot for sure.
Jeremy has this look like I'm drunk.
Andrew, what'd
and
you bring?
Upset. Well, since I was away from Mike for a bit there, I kind of just threw this together. So we got Salonia with Carnivian, 2 Scythians, Ravagore, 3 Shredders, then 2 Shepherds, a Spawning Vessel, and a Black Frost Shard.
I didn't hear anything you just said. What was that?
Yeah, okay. I'm not going to repeat it.
I am not wowed by your wows.
I wasn't going for a wow factor. Look, it's right there. You see? See?
Yep, I see it. Any strong points about your list?
No, I don't know.
That we haven't covered yet?
No, nothing new. It's
Okay.
just a different approach to the same thing.
Okay. Max.
Hi. My name is Max. My list is built very, very handily.
Do you want your pants back
I'm
yet?
going to... No.
I think they may have torn.
You can go ahead and keep those. It's a memento. I have Absalonia, the daughter of Everblight. She's a Legion, Epic Bloodedness Warcaster. She's speed 7. No, I'm just kidding. She's got a Succubus, because I'm honestly not quite sure why.
It lets her upkeep fortify and be camp more.
Probably doesn't
Alright.
need to be there, but whatevers. You get an extra Animus, I guess. That's about it.
There's a lot of animus you want.
I got 2 Carnivians because I think they're sweet with the feet. I've got a Ravagore. I've got 2 Seraphs. Bloodedness Shepherd, and Spotting Vessel.
Did you say 2 shredders or 2
Two shepherds.
2 Seraphs.
seraphs?
Oh, yeah.
That's what I thought I heard.
Yeah.
Woo!
Slipstream can be fun.
Slipstream and guns.
Guns.
That's average of 6 gunshots a turn, bro.
It is. Slipstream can really generate some weird stuff because you can slipstream her out from behind a wall and then charge something.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of stuff. You teleport, then slipstream further away,
You can do all kinds of crazy shenanigans.
It's like teleport.
increasing
And that's-
your threat range
But why-
on your
why would
Carnivian
you-
as well.
Why would you slipstream from behind a wall?
You don't need to, but like you could be hiding behind a wall. It's just extra threat range. She doesn't need Pathfinder.
Yeah, because she has flight.
Because so a Carnivian...
Yeah, it doesn't need to be this way. I just don't play Legion. I don't think Scythians are needed. Reach could be good outside of it, but if you're going for armor cracking, I feel like this list still really, really super hinges on their character or beast, who isn't completely revealed at all.
I think if you throw in the Black Frost Shard, you deal with armor pretty much as well as any other Legion list.
If you're really trying to deal with Legion, you may have a Naga Night Lurker then, with armor.
Mm-hmm.
So I could go minimum pot, delete my 1 Seraph that's really kind of a joke, and I can go back to Absalonia's battle group, add...
Naga Night Lurker.
Yeah.
It's under N.
Yeah, it's alphabetical.
Or being helpful. So most heavies obviously
No,
in Legion are going to be
Still
speed
1
6.
short there.
Slipstream basically makes them an 8.
Yep.
Non-linear 8, which is pretty handy. So
Yep.
if you're behind something else, it
I
fixes the
drop
problem.
her then.
So 8 conferred rage to a 10 charge, 13 reach, 15. 15-inch threat on heavies is pretty annoying.
That's legitimate.
And the Seraph gets to take out some screening models while it's up there.
Alright, I would go Black Frost Shard, Naga Night Lurker, and lose the Succubus. Stick full pot.
I like the Succubus on her. It might be a luxury you don't need, but I like it.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah. It's like War Dog in a lot of Khador armies. You don't really need it, but you like putting it in there.
Yeah.
Especially when it throws off your points and you end up with odd points. So you're like, I can't spend 1 point when I have a War Dog.
Right.
So you're like 2 points left. It's like, yeah, it's 2-point War Dog. Because those like random gobber tinkers you take that never do anything. Like, yeah, I should have just bought a 2-point so that would be worth something.
Crit poison. Yeah, so I have no idea. I still think it all hinges on that character beast, because then that Carnivian comes out and becomes that character war beast.
Jayson,
Yes,
do you like
That-
Carnivian?
I do.
Do you like 2 Carnivians?
With her on feet, yes, but on
They also have 10-inch assaulting sprays with speed
Yeah.
8, which can be really cool. Help with clearing out some chodes that are in your way. Or random support models in the back. So
The
will you,
downside to that is I think they're frenzying, because they're at 4. Because they're going to have to boost to kill every
right,
model
you
they
only
want
do it
to.
like, I have to kill Anastasia Debray or something, like something really annoying. You would probably boost. Everything else, you just roll it. What do you think about Typhon?
I like Typhon.
I think he's a good heavy in this list.
Yeah, I like Typhon. I've just never found a list to put him in.
Shredders are obviously good with her. What do you think about the Ravagore?
I like it only because I like having a ranged beast as much as possible.
Giving you a little bit of support removal throughout the game or
Yeah.
area denial.
And on beat turn, he's a beast.
He is a beast.
Yeah.
He is a war beast. Just kidding. POW 18 potentially, Black Frost sharding up to a 20. He can definitely close out some problems you might have. He's a nice reserve beast that you don't have to throw away up there.
I think always having at least one beast that can eyeless sight and kill problem pieces, except for Gorman, is good.
And this list is so fast. I mean, how does Gorman stay alive versus this? You just
It
send a
is
shredder
fast.
at him.
I want to see
15-inch threat shredders without the Seraph.
really with feet though.
With feet. You're gonna
With
feed.
the Seraph.
With the Seraph,
It's
there's
just 15
17
and a
inch
half.
threat. Oh yeah, 15 and a half without the feet, but with a Seraph. Yes. That's annoying. Gotcha.
Yeah, I just want to see how safe she can stay. Because, I mean, she doesn't have reach. Teleport's a great spell, don't get
She
me
will
wrong,
have reach
but it
on the-
is only 8 inches away.
She will have reach on the feet turn, which is the most important turn for her to trigger Conferred Rage.
I don't know, depends if you're... Yeah.
And with the
It
Seraph,
is,
you
but-
could place her farther back, so it's effectively a 10-inch teleport. That's a long way.
It is, but almost everything in the game threatens 10 inches.
But that's from the very front point of their list. Whatever they left way out in front, random screening model, they can't give you that. They have to not give her anything, which I think makes them play. Like, her threat is crazy. Like, everything she has. I think the only problem you might have is the turn before your feet, where you have to put her within theoretical charge range of something to be in a good spot, so you can charge next turn and trigger Conferred Rage. You have to get your opponent to leave a model within 14 inches of her, if you have Seraph. 12 if they don't. Because she has no other way to kill a model.
She can strip Fury? Or only Focus?
She steals Fury, I believe.
I think it's both.
Yeah.
Energy Siphon.
Yeah.
Same as, what's her name? The red chick in the battle box.
Calissa.
She go 14 inches and kill everybody. She doesn't confer rage to herself, though, so
She does not.
that would be good.
In a list, you shouldn't get all three of these heavies, Typhon and 2 Carnivians. I think you have to pick 2. I think 2 Carnivians or Carnivian and Typhon is fine. Typhon is kind of the oddball, but he does help against the infantry spam a lot. What is that? Is he only 8s? He spray 8s.
He gets super helped out by the fact that he doesn't have Pathfinder.
Okay, here's a question.
Shitty War Beast.
He gets flight.
Jason
One
has
turn.
a question.
That's synergy. What's your
I have a
question?
question. What about Proteus?
Proteus.
Why would you do this?
If he hit
Why
as hard
not?
as the the Carnivian, I would say maybe.
He's actually... Well, the thing, when you put +2 on every stat, oddly things look better than they normally
Right.
do. But
And he's 5'3".
he potentially is a 5 initial beast.
Yeah.
Because he can squirt his tentacle face at you
I
at
just
range
kind of
6.
skip over Proteus every time I look at the Legion War Beast section.
He is only Mat 6. Conferred Rage helps a lot with that.
He's already
his-
reach.
Doesn't he have an affinity, or he's just special issue? No, that's awful.
That's just,
He has hurting, so it lets her stay a little bit further back.
Yep.
So he's got his range 6 gun that has drag at POW 14. Then he would do an initial attack if he drag you, which would be a base POW 16. He then has a POW 14 and 2 POW 16. No, because he would give up all of his initials.
Yep.
So he has 3 initials, POW 16, POW 16, POW 14. The POW 14 has reach and pulls things towards him.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
you just drop him for a Carnivian.
I don't know why you would take that instead, because the Carnivian's claws are POW 16, and the reach
Yeah.
isn't any better. The only reason you'd be taking him is because he's Fury 5.
And one Fury is not as good as +2 POW on every other attack.
Is not. And they're the
And I
exact
think his
same point
Animus
cost.
is actually better. Spiny Growth, I think, is more applications than
Heightened
snacking.
metabolism. Yeah, snacking's not great. The only reason I think you would want to put a Scythian in here is for the remove from play effect.
And non-feet turn killing.
I would really like to playtest this list with Typhon, 2 Carnivians, 2 Shredders, and a Ravagore. I think you'll find you have to drop one of the expensive
But you can
heavies.
save a point with the pot and no shredders.
You could.
I don't know what you'll do with that point.
Right.
that's a good question.
So if I dropped one of the Carnivians out, because I think Typhon is
I think
is a
Typhon's
good
not
fit,
bad,
I would pick up,
especially because he's a better rat spray bot.
I would probably pick up a Forsaken
Typhon 11.
and a Pot.
Typhon's 11, right?
Typhon's a 12-point beast.
Wow.
No, I just don't have room for him.
He has 3 initials at POW 17. He's, in theory, their hardest hitting beast. but he can divide up his initials amongst his spray 8, POW 14, rat 5. He has 360 line of sight, and he gets 3 initials with either spray or POW 17. I think he gets really good on the feat turn, just as much as the Carnivian does. And you can put Fortify on him, and then cast Excessive Healing. That make him a 13-19 that heals D3 every time he takes damage.
Fortifier's not plus armor.
It's +2 armor, so it'd make him a 13-19. He's base 13.
He's
a 13-17.
He's 17 fucking armor for 12 points?
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me?
But yeah, but he's a defense 13 base, so the concept would always be you throw the tenacity on him and he's a 14-18. Well, actually, at that point, you'd be a 14-20 with excessive healing. That's actually really hard to kill, but I don't think... How many hit points does he have? 30 average for a heavy.
Yeah.
Slightly above average, I think, actually.
Also gives you Mat 7, which is cool.
He's really good with her. You have to have a reason to not take him with her. You could definitely build it a different way, but I think he likes her more than any other caster. I don't think she has any downsides of taking him.
Why is she so bad?
Why is he so bad?
I don't think he's that good, unfortunately.
You definitely...
I think he's best with her, probably, but he's just missing a couple of things from his card, and it annoys the shit out of me. Like that fucking boot. Why is it not on the card?
So I think that's what we are going to land on with her, for the most part. I do think the final list would look more like Typhon, Carnivian, Rabagor, probably Scythian, Shredder, Succubus, or a Forsaken, 2 Shepherds, Blackfrost Shard, and a Pot.
Possibly.
Yeah.
I still really think her list build hinges on that stupid character that's coming out.
It does.
If it's got rage, it's 1,000% in her list.
The thing, he's 12 points, is what the spoiler as we've heard it most commonly is going to be a really good Scythian.
Yep.
So
Expensive.
yeah. So you're talking
Pay 3 points for rage.
3 points. Well, if he has rage, yes. What other animuses would you like to see in Legion?
Maybe he'll have the Slag Trolls Animus.
That seems odd. Very odd.
It's not rage.
That's true. What if he had rush?
They don't have rush. Everything in their faction's Pathfinder.
True.
Yeah.
I don't think they'd give him rush.
I don't think they would either. What would a guy with wings and swords do?
Kill things.
Kill shit.
What if they had Trainwreck as his animus?
I think that would be fantastic compared to Rage, and they would not be very happy with it.
It'd be fantastic compared to Rage?
Yeah, because I don't play Legion.
It'd be fair for the game. Scythians or Angels with I guess Scythians with beatback would be pretty fun. That would make...
Can you stack beatback with overtake? Yes, you can.
You can.
Might be cool.
I don't know what it does for you, but yeah. They get to
More
move really
movement.
far, yeah. It makes you to where you have to spread out way further to stop it.
Maybe he has new Animus that gives them Berserk. Ravager.
Yeah, there's not an animus that does that. There is Spiny Growth. Gosh, they have so many good animi already. And so many unique to their faction.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say.
Alright. Does anyone have any other good points?
Not really. Unless Jason's got something good for us.
No, I really don't. I really want to see what that character Warbeast does.
I do too.
I think-
I'm super interested
I
in
know
that.
everybody does.
I think a lot of people are. I'm like the circle character Warbeast. I'm curious about now because they make Bradigus and he can only take constructs. And now what's this other thing? The Satyr.
What's
What-
the Warbeast that Scorn gets?
The Warbeast that Scorn gets? They're getting probably the Beast Pack.
Isn't everybody
They're getting a Rhinodon,
Warbeast?
aren't they?
That's what I thought, but that's just speculation I've heard.
Trolls
I
are
thought I
always...
heard at some point that everybody's getting an alpha, but I think that's maybe next book or something.
I think
like that.
Dozer and Spigs is supposed to be their character alpha. There's the Satyr with the staff. I think it's supposed to be their character alpha.
I just don't feel like a Rhino could be
Yeah,
a character
that doesn't
alpha
make
for
sense.
Scorn.
The Legion, the character Nephilim seems fun.
I mean, if Mullikarn was coming out in this book, that makes sense.
Right.
But
Tiberian is the same. He's like the best a Titan can get, pretty much. So they've already got 2 of them. It has to be the third one then, because they've already got their alpha level Cyclops. They've already got their alpha level Titan.
Well, they also have the
with
Despoiler.
Tiberian.
they
The
have
Despoiler's a
I guess
character.
he's like the Rhinodon style.
He's a character
Kinda.
Rhinodon, kind of.
That's a good point. Maybe he'll be a worm.
yeah, a good worm.
What if he's like a reptiles, or not the reptile hounds, but like the basilisk people, like the Kreia and the Drake? What if he's like a character version of them? That'd be cool.
Yeah, I don't know.
Scorn has so many good beasts.
I need more. War beasts are fun.
Yeah.
Anybody want to wildly speculate on what something new is going to do?
I couldn't even begin to speculate on like the circle one.
What unit is Circle
I bet he
getting?
does something with magic.
Okay.
What unit is Circle getting? Has that been spoiled at
I
all?
don't think so.
No, I think they're getting a
'Cause
War Beast pack. I think they're gonna get
I think that falls
Yeah.
under War Beast, though.
I think they're gonna get a flock of birds. Yeah, they
Bandits. We know about the
We know bandits.
Scorn one. I don't know what it's called anymore.
Oh, they're, Calamari is, I think.
are Mon Calamari.
copying. And Legion, we know what it is too, but
Yeah, the
fluff blurb wise, the Strider
Blight-
people,
Blight Blades.
Strider Stalkers, something like that.
Blight Blades.
Oh,
Strider
Blight
Blight
Blades.
Blades.
Yeah.
I would like
I
to
was
see like
listening to you, Jayson.
a construct unit for Circle.
Like mannequins,
Better than mannequins,
stones.
but yeah, like stone guys.
Like
Like
a unit.
Immortals.
It could be like this
Yeah,
unit of
Kinda,
rocks.
yeah, but they're not like
It could-
statues.
It could be like a
models
unit of
are.
rocks that like teleport stuff around.
Oh my god! Like like shifting.
They could be
stones.
FA2 even.
And you can
Wolf
take a
Stalkers
UA.
are kind of rocks that shoot people too.
Oh, that's true. They okay.
There's only like 3 or 4 units. It's funny because
But they are getting a unit because
They are-
everybody else is. So that's what we don't know about at all.
I heard a rumor that everyone's getting a 2-in-1 box, which seems odd because the Scorn are supposedly the
No, they've already got pictures of the remodeled Praetorian Swordsman.
the Praetorian Swordsmen, the Praetorian new guys, Cagliarii or whatever they are. They're going to supposedly be in the same box. The Striders and the Blight Blades are in the same box. Is there anything about to get reboxed? Yeah. Well, they could probably make Blood Trackers and Blood Weavers into one box if they made them plastic.
They can't because Blood Weavers are a 6-man unit.
Yeah,
That's the only reason I would say they can't.
it could be
Those
wolves
things would be freaking
of
amazing if you
Ouroboros.
could pay.
It could be
Wolves of Orbos and another unit like
because
that.
wolves
That's possible.
currently aren't a 10-man box yet. I don't think. Jeremy,
Ooh,
Wolves of Ouroboros. You should know this. Are they a 10-man
he's
box?
too drunk. He's been nothing but hard drinking since
I
we
don't-
sat down.
I don't think they are because when I ordered a full
That
unit
could be
from
something.
them,
I'm pretty sure they're not.
let me
Yeah,
see
that's
here.
actually good. I never thought of that.
yeah, it could be a variant type of wolves unit. That would actually be kind of cool to see a different take on Wolves of Ouroboros.
I don't know if trolls are going to get said unit. The only way I can see
They're
that
getting
happening...
bandits.
Right, so they're getting bandits, and I was thinking that highwaymen were going to be the light cab unit for trolls, and it would basically be bandits on like some kind of Tuffalo or pig or something.
Yeah.
But it might just be a different style bandit unit, and they're going to do those two as one box, because you can't do Creel Warriors, because what would you pair them with? I mean, you'd have to be another Creel Warrior style unit. Fenblades already have a 10-man plastic box. I doubt they'll resculpt them, but I guess it's possible. They could probably do Fenblades Creel Warriors in one box. I don't see that happening.
It'd be a lot of
Creel Warriors honestly need to be updated because it was like $100 and $1,000 to get that fucking unit. It's so expensive.
100 and 1,000.
Yes, it's like $1,100. It seems like because it's like $45 for 6, and then the 2 blisters are like $16 to $17 a piece.
Yeah.
Each caber is $13 to $14, and then the UA is like another $24. It's ridiculous.
It's a very expensive unit.
Yeah, wolves are still a 6-man box.
Yep. Because every other unit I can think of for
They
Circle, like
I feel
druids.
like they're going to be a ways off if they haven't announced the plastic box already.
Right. Yeah, because like druids, they're a 6-man unit. So unless it's another
Maybe you're
6-man
getting a
unit,
6-man unit.
and it's a different type of druid unit. It's a 6-man.
I don't see that happening.
Yeah, seems odd.
No. They already have 2 units of medium, right?
3.
Or actually 3, not including the wolves.
What about-
I was thinking of Thorns, but yeah.
Say there might be a new Thorn unit coming out.
Could be a good one.
Yeah, and then they could put the.
What do you mean?
The
Have
Thorn
you played
Ravagers.
Bloodjackers?
I meant big, the medium-based Tharns. Not the...
Yeah, the wolf guys.
Yeah.
What about the large base?
Yeah, Warborn Skinwalkers won't be part of it. I want to see what their next cavalry unit is. I don't think any of the
they don't
hordes
have
are getting
heavy.
cavalry. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't have
They
heavy.
haven't
none of
shown
them
it,
do.
but
Yeah.
maybe that's what they're getting. Maybe they're getting heavy cav.
None of the hordes have both. They're all just one right now.
Yeah.
Maybe they're getting heavy cav. Who knows?
I would like to see, I really hope that's why they're not giving us very much, is because they saw what happened last time. And I hope the book has 12 things for each faction. That would be... It seems ridiculous, I agree. I don't think it's going to happen, but it would be sweet if it was
Why would you go with 12? I feel like you should.
I threw out a
if
random
everything
number.
has 6, which is one more than we really know of, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
It would be really sweet if every faction got a beast pack. The other cab unit they're missing, 2 casters would just be amazing. That'd be like every gift you could want.
And a character beast.
Because if you actually think about it, like people keep saying we don't know what's in it because they haven't spoiled a lot, but we know the journeymans are probably going to be all the solos in the book / the Lash chick.
Yeah.
There might be a solo for minions because they're not getting a journeyman, but they're getting 2 battle engines, so they might just not give them a solo because of that.
Right.
Aren't they getting the pig solo?
The what?
Yeah, the Pharaoh.
The-
Remember the Doom Reaver?
Oh
pig?
yeah. So they're getting a solo. So we're getting 2 battle engines, 2 casters, a solo, and a unit. And
What unit are they getting?
the gobbers with knives or grappler hooks.
Oh, that's right.
More stuff that won't work for them. It'll be sweet.
As long as it works for Scorn, and I can beat it into submission of hitting harder.
I hope they have special issue Shay.
I hope they have special issue kill.
Special issue kill.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of...
I'm
me
excited
anxious,
for it,
yeah.
even though I don't play Hordes, and Hordes isn't real factions.
Listen to this guy.
No, it is. I do play Hordes sometimes.
I have heard the rumor that trolls are getting elasticity troll, and I really hope that's not true. That would be so fucking bad. I'm worried. I think the people might have got that theory from one of the last League models was a dire troll that has elasticity, and he had a natural reach in one of the League cards. I'm thinking maybe people think that was like a play test for it, because elasticity is not exciting. That's going to be another heavy we probably just throw away.
Mm-hmm.
That new Griffin that Circle's getting, is that going to be in this book? And the Moonhound?
Mm-hmm.
So they're getting 3 beasts.
And, their character, Satyr.
3, Bradigus, Una.
Pack,
Would
probably.
they not be getting a unit
I
then?
don't think they're getting the U beasts.
You don't think they're
I
going to
think
get
it's just Scorn and Legion are getting the first wave.
Oh, okay.
Is at least that
People
was a theory
thought
for a
they
while, yeah.
heard, they definitely showed pictures of
Yeah.
Scorn and Legions.
In
Yeah.
the keynote,
And then later
they had
on,
pictures.
people talked about possibly there being a Falcon pack, but at that point, then
I think once
then
they saw Una, they just assumed.
they would be up to 6 already.
Yeah.
And that's before a unit.
Yeah, because they're already
Which
at
I don't
5.
think maybe they're not getting a unit, and that's why we've not heard of anything. Because if they're at 5, I kind of think that's where it's going to end. Personally, I would love 6
Yeah.
because then there'd be something nobody knows about for everything, which would be cool.
I think
And that's probably the way they should do it. There should be at least one thing from every faction that nobody knows about.
People should open the book and go, "Oh my god, we never thought."
Wait a
this was
second.
coming."
Legion's to 6.
Are they?
They have
Yeah.
Epsilonia, the New Nephilim, the Blight Blades,
Yeah.
Aeon of the Lash.
Yeah.
I'm at 4. Help me out here.
So,
What else is new?
Abby, Nephilim, Light Blade, Flash. Oh my god, I just thought of the Nerf.
The
And
what?
The what?
the Nerf.
The
that
narrative.
goes with-
That's 5.
And then the Beast Pack, that's 6.
If the Beast Pack's in the book.
That'd
that's
be
6.
sweet.
Yeah.
The Beast Pack's got to be in the book. They showed artwork for it. I feel like it's
No, yeah.
100% there. So
I-
that's actually exciting.
Yeah.
But honestly, though, the biggest thing I'm interested in is how Beast Pack works. Beast Packs work.
Yeah.
Period. I just think that's a really interesting idea, and I like the way that they're trying to change, do different things.
I think they might get orders just like infantry, so they'll charge for free effectively as long as they get the order. And then they'll have a total fury of the number of guys in the unit, and as people die, that number reduces.
So it's just like a War Beast that loses pieces and gets weaker over time.
Mhm.
It's possible. I think that's kind of a boring interaction, but maybe. It also kind of makes it seem like you might have to really strip down what it does, because, like, if I can just stack all my buffs on the leader when it's full health,
And he can
it
force
sounds
every
like
guy
it
to use
might be pretty powerful. Maybe it should be, because I don't know how much it's going to cost. The way they're making it look is they're going to be small things, so we shouldn't be expecting high POW or anything like
Right.
that.
Basically, like infantry models that can choose to boost.
Like a shared fury pool.
That are going to have like 8 to 10 boxes apiece.
Right.
Probably 8.
Yeah. I would assume they would just have lines. They wouldn't have
Right,
aspects.
that's what I'm
That would
saying.
be so hard to keep track of.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I guess if they had like 9 hit points, it would actually be pretty tiny ass spirals that you could
Just
fit.
3, 3, and 3.
Yeah, so like
Yeah,
the
but
card
that
could be
means
like
you'd really-
like a 5 on a D6
They
of
wouldn't
life
they
spirals.
if they did that though, wouldn't they have to really do something weird with how stuff's working, because you've crippled it but I'm not using it. I really just need it for the Fury. I mean, I feel like
But that
you would
particular
just make
one
it
couldn't.
health.
So if it's in the spot, the guy that you need to boost and his mind's out, then you're like, well, shit.
Yeah.
it won't be spirals.
I doubt it.
I think it just, to keep things as simple as possible, I think it's just going to be lines.
I would agree.
Yeah.
It probably won't be 5, but I'm thinking 8.
I could see 8.
So if there's 6 for each faction, Trolls are getting Dozer and Smigs, Borka 2,
Bandits.
Horgel, Bandits.
That's only
What
4.
am I missing?
You're missing something, because I know they're already at 5.
I thought they were at 5 too, but I'm trying to think of things that we've gotten already that I'm playing with that I'm just not counting
All
as
4
the
of those
next
things.
book. Right.
No, bandits aren't out.
Bandits
but-
aren't out yet, but like something that felt like last book, but it didn't make it. So like Outriders, I thought were in the last book, not in Vengeance, but because they just came out so early that I just thought they were in the previous book. The last thing I can remember before that was the Kith.
I don't know, but I
and
just
I'm pretty
remember
sure he was in the
listening-
last book.
I listened to Muse, and I thought they counted up to 5, but I didn't pay that close of attention, so maybe not.
So we did Legion. Legion at 6.
Hmm.
Yep.
Circles at 6. Scorn is at 4. Xerxes.
That we know of.
Yeah.
Xerxes, Zadesh, Beast Pack, and that unit.
Well, we don't actually know the Beast Pack is coming out, but we know it's going to exist at some point. We're assuming it's in this book. I agree. It's going to be in this
Pretty
book.
sure they said it's going to be in this book.
Yeah.
I'm almost.
It would have been in this
100%.
year's keynote if it wasn't going to be out this year, and there's
I'm
no
like
way there's another
100%
Horde
they
book
said it
coming
was
out.
in
Yeah.
Exigence.
Okay, so
But it's only for those 4 things.
yeah, so I think even though Trolls have gotten all of their models except for Bandits, I think Scorn and Trolls still have the fewest known things.
Yeah. and
But
you
it's
said-
also not clear whether or not everybody's getting equal releases either. So I mean, it's possible 2 factions are getting 5 and 2 are getting 6.
I don't think of the main factions they've ever done that. Rhett got one additional thing one time, I think.
I think it was more than that. They got every non-shielded warjack in one book.
Rhett has definitely been the exception because they've been trying to catch them up to the actual main factions and make them not a fall behind faction. But yeah, of the main factions, the original 8, that's never happened. But it doesn't mean it can't. It's just it hasn't happened yet. I really hope that's not true because that'd be really sad for all the people who play those factions.
So
Still
we're
got
looking
new
at
stuff.
looking
Yeah.
at November for that,
No,
I think.
October.
Well,
13th.
yeah, it's
October?
It's
Okay.
only a little over a month and a half. 2 months. It's pretty much 2 months.
Yeah.
But that would suck so
15.
much. You go to open it, you're like, oh, I only got 4 releases, and they got 6. I'm like, that would be the biggest letdown release day I think ever. Because not only did you were so sure you were getting something. It's like Vengeance. We knew we weren't getting anything new, or we didn't expect anything new. I think that's all we have to talk about GenCon releases.
Yeah.
This has been Brandon.
Max. I have my pants on now.
Good job.
Jeremy.
Stretched out.
How do you and Andrew wear your pants? That's really
We
surprising.
traded.
They're
Oh,
talented.
Yeah, it's a gift.
nice.
This has been Andrew.
And Jayson.
Thank you for listening to Learn to Wargame. You can find us online at l2wg.com, Facebook, twitch.tv, YouTube, or Google+, and most importantly, l2wg.com for all of our content. Jayson! Jayson, look at me! Jason. Speak. Jayson, I'm yelling as loud as I can. Can you hear me? I cannot hear you if you can hear me.
You have it plugged into the headphone, correct?
Bark twice if you're in Milwaukee.
I'm in a glass case of emotion.
Holy shit.
Hello.
Can you hear me? No?
I can hear you now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you hear me?
Huh?
Did you hear
Yeah, I can hear you. Stupid technology and the not working and shit.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah, I can hear you now. You know, you keep whispering, but I can still hear you.
He has really good headphones. Or you have a really good mic.
How many times did I say, can you hear me now?
Holy shit.
I said it like 35 times. I think you lost me there.
Yeah, I did.
All right, I'm going to say A 32 times. Let me know when you stop hearing me. A.
I stopped hearing you.
After one, we all did.
I heard it to 32. You have bad hearing.
I do have bad hearing.
Damn it.
I'm old and shit.
What we don't know is Jayson is in a room lined with like huge tower speakers, just so he can hear us.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to find my Bluetooth headphones for my shit stuff.
Jeremy, how much Captain Morgan do you plan on drinking today?
All of it.
I think you might die if you drink all of that bottle.
No.
Well, it's only half full.
It won't.
that
The
would-
alcohol poisoning will kill him, but he could die.
We could, yeah, in the car.
There's plenty of ways to die.
When a tree jumps out in front of you, like happened to me.
Those jumping trees.
I tell you.
Yeah,
That's
those
what comes out
wily
of-
trees.
That's what comes out of jumping beans. So you need to go back to Mexico.
So, Jayson,
What's up?
do you still want to talk about Absalonia?
No.
We can.
Well, we're not.
Okay, what are we talking about?
Absalonia. And Bradigus and Xerxes.
And Bradicus?
And Xerxes.
Okay. I'll have to... Yeah. You said Xerxes. It's not the 300 Xerxes. Just
What?
calm down. So,
Jeremy's getting right over in the corner.
Oh, so apparently alcohol isn't as off limits for diabetics as I thought.
No, hard alcohol is not that bad.
Yeah, even some beers are okay.
Not a lot, but
No.
some. This,
Like I could probably
It's
have one
really
of those.
bad.
I could probably have one of those.
yeah,
Does
one.
does that have the label on it, or is it on the box? Oh, let me see it. Yeah, I could have one.
I was like, let's see, apple cider, hard cider. How much sugar's in here?
A lot.
24 grams? That's not a lot. Is it?
Eh,
I had 2,000 calories in 10 minutes one time, and Joe told me I should stop.
yeah.
why?
Apparently,
did you-
eggnog has lots of calories. Did you know this?
Yeah.
It's like liquid calories with eggs.
Yes. Look, that's... Wow.
I drank one of the cartons of eggnog, and Joe's like, "How many
The entire-
calories?" Yeah, I drank the carton, so I like eggnog. I bought two. I was like, I think I'm gonna save the other one for later tonight. And he's
Yeah.
like, "How many calories was in that?" And I was like, "I don't know." I was like, "Check the box." It was like 500. He's like, "How many servings was it?" I was like,
4.
"I don't know. It's probably just one. It's a carton." He's like, "Check it." I was like, 4. He's like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "Oh, you want to go to Pizza Hut? I'm kind of hungry." That was a bad day. You wake up the next morning, you just feel sweaty and you're like, "Oh my god, I'm dying." So, do you want to do Bradigus as like a list pair for someone, or do you just want to do him as a standalone?
I just want to do a standalone, and then I think after that you would
Third list.
play him and or you play him and then try to figure out, okay, this is what he needs to be paired up with. You're bad.
It's pretty bad.
Whoa, the die has been cast.
The gauntlet has been thrown.
The banana has been peeled.
What the hell?
That's my boom goes the dynamite. The banana has been peeled. Shut up. I'm sorry. Andrew, I'm sorry. That was rude.